Good morning and welcome to Podcasts from the Pit. I am Casey.
I'm RexShip85.
I'm Ronnie Trickshot from Down Under.
And I'm Wes, a.k.a. Joe Hunter 73 from Down Under in Austin, Texas.
We are all down under this week.
You know, I still say that's why I got it confused. You said Austin. I thought you said Australia. It's cool. I'll never live it down, but that's all right.
Man, that was back in I think just your before YouTube, I believe.
I believe that's where I read that and mistook it for Australia. But that's fine.
All right.
That's fine. I can live with that. Both places are nice, I guess. I've never been either. I've been to Texas, but not Austin. All right, let's see who is here today.
Hey, that's a quality intro too, by the way, Casey. Well,
yes, I really like that. Thank you, Ronnie, for picking that
up. no. It was
what everybody think of the intro in chats.
Yes,
I think it's awesome.
Adam Bomb Customs, good morning.
Hey, Bomb.
Bob.
Beta Ray Bob, what's up?
Beta Ray.
Bob. Beta Ray Bob.
Peter Malone, good morning.
What's up, Peter?
Good evening, Zazel.
Domo arigatou gozaimasu. Zazel.
GI Jokers, it's so good to see you.
Jokers.
You're lost.
Yep.
Just no thinking about you.
Yep. That's
Lilith, good morning or evening. Oh, and Mike's the intro. Thank you. What's up, Crash?
Hello, Crash.
Crash will be staying with me at Joe Fest this year.
Hey,
beautiful.
I'm gonna crash with you.
I don't think I said good morning, Yorktown Joe yet. Good morning,
Yorktown.
Oh,
G.I.
Jetman.
I
Jeremiah. Yeah. Jeremiah's here.
Shut
Good morning, Adam.
Dark eyes.
I am trouble.
Oh, getting some nice feedback on the intro. Nice.
Cool.
Good morning, Larry.
Larry.
What's up, Larry?
Hello, Larry.
Of course, good morning.
Good man.
Rachel Salinas, good morning.
Hey, Rachel.
Of course, Foot 1212, good morning.
Everybody's here. It's unreal. Everybody's here.
Hard pass on the snuggle crash.
Those aren't pillows.
Those aren't pillows.
Is that a G.I. Joe, or are you just happy to see me?
A G.I. Joe. So we're going to do show and tell first, but I'm going to talk a little bit about the topic.
No worries.
We didn't have any. We normally do a list. I mean, that's what we're known for, and we like doing them. But when me and Eric was trying to figure out what to do on Tuesday, I said, why don't we just do something a little bit different? Still kind of a list, but we love O-Rings the best. Let's, I really feel like the Hasbro O-Ring re-release was kind of a letdown the way they did it. But to be honest, I bought them all anyway. And, yeah. Well, don't be dogging 2-packs. Wait till you hear my list.
Oh, I know. No. Yeah. No.
But I mean, with the success of Delta 17, those figures are amazing. The Skeletron O-Ring and the Ghost from Longbow. O-Rings can be done right. And that's how I say, if we can get that kind of quality, how would we want to reintroduce the O-Ring line? And that's how this topic came up. And I hope you guys had as much fun making it as I did.
Mm-hmm.
And Crash, I love you, buddy, but you're wrong.
You're right, Crash. You're correct.
And Lil,
I'll be
yes, show and tell you will see some new Motu stuff.
It's not a podcast from the pit on a Saturday if there's no new Motu.
Right.
Hello,
Good morning, Gaz.
Gaz.
Hey, Gaz.
Hey, good morning, Gary. Check it out.
Here.
Hello,
Captain's Assistant
Gary.
Color Pod. Hey, Hydro Gas. Wow. That's not nice.
Mhm.
All right. So before we jump into our how we would want to do an O-Ring release, and anybody in the chat, feel free to put your ideas out there. I love reading them, and I will share them for sure. Let's do show and tell. Anybody got anything for show and tell today?
Yep.
All right. Who wants to go first?
Go, Ronnie.
We had a toy fair. Had a toy fair last Sunday. And my good friend Mark Johnson, who runs a table at the toy fair, he has always asked me to work the table with him, which means I get in early, kind of have a sneaky look around before everyone else gets to. Not that I bought anything during those early strains, but I did come home with a few things. I sold a few things, but I came home with a few things, and my obsession with the lost era of G.I. Joes has continued. So I picked up this guy here. This is Steeler. Can you see him?
Let me make you big full screen here. There you go.
Oh,
Scary.
he dropped him and it broke.
Now, this is Steeler. I reckon he's from 2004-ish. I don't know, 2003-ish, maybe.
Comic pack ones.
Yeah, he's from the comic pack. Can't tell you what pack he came in, though. It was a 3-pack, wasn't it?
Yeah, Crash said it was comic pack Steelers 3-pack.
Yeah. So that's Steeler, and like his body is I think is Mace from the original Era line. So it's a repaint of Mace just with a fresh new head. I'm actually going to do a video on how the old sculpts were used to remake some of these lost era Joes. Another one that I got is this guy. How cool is that?
Nice.
That is General Flag with a removable hat. Cool.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So
It's
that
so small.
it is a small head. It is, isn't it?
It's got a tiny head.
But that sculpt there is the original Headman sculpt. So that's another reuse. So that's pretty cool. I also got and it's a bugger that Eric's not here because I wanted to show him this guy. This is right up Eric's alley. This
Is that Red Spot?
that's Red Spot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Red Spot. Yeah, he's got a ghillie suit. So his actual paint job looks a bit like, you could call him. He's got that urban camo sort of look, but comes with a ghillie suit and he looks quite fresh. I would have thought. Removable helmet.
I've
as
never
well.
seen that one before.
Yeah, so he's pretty cool. I'm pretty chuffed to have him. They're all bargains. They're all $10 Australian, so $5 American. So I did pretty good out of them. I also got a couple of these guys as well. So I got Sci-Fi and Lift Ticket. I already have these guys in my collection, but I grabbed him because there's no nose rub on Lift Ticket, which is rare.
Good deal.
Very rare. Yeah. And Sci-Fi was just a minty figure. Mine's a bit off, so I wanted to replace the one that's in my cabinet, which I will do. But even better news, and you can put me back up in that top corner now if you want, Casey. I'm in the bottom corner. Sorry, so I would never presume to take Jonathan's spot.
Down under. So.
Yeah. After the show, we went down to the pub, And I took $80 Australian out for the entire day, and spent pretty close to that much. So by the time I got a few things for some friends and so on and so forth, and fed myself, watered myself, I spent almost all of that $80 Australian. But went to the pub afterwards, got a couple of beers. On the way out, my friend Mark said, "Hey, let's go and put some dosh in the, I think you guys call it the slot machines."
Slots.
The slots, yes, we call them the pokies here. We call them the poker machines, pokies. So I put $20 into a slot machine called Shogun, and on the third press of the button, I won the feature, and it promptly paid out $120.
Hey.
So I went home with $120, a fistful of G.I. Joes, and a couple of beers in my belly. It was a great day.
Sounds like a good day.
Yeah, it was fantastic. It was awesome. That's all I got for you.
Nice. Anybody else? Before I
John,
move
can
to
you
it up?
get anything? I got some.
All right.
So, got the Super 7
Ooh,
Scarlet.
cover girl.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's Scarlet.
Cover girl.
Is
My
it
bad.
Cover girl. I thought I was
Yeah.
wrong then.
No, you're right.
All right.
So, yep, happy with her. Kingpin Toys. If you don't follow him on Instagram, he's local here in Austin, but
yeah,
got the Cobra Adler. I think that's how you pronounce it.
it's pretty cool.
Yeah, Viper goes with it really well. So
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, basic, very basic vehicle. All right, so I'm gonna do this. This I got off of Macari, and hang on. Hang on. Here we
We
go.
are.
All
Drum roll,
right.
please.
Come on.
So purchased the Playmobil Ecto 1. Don't know if you can see that or not,
Yeah, we can see it.
right? But I'm making it before it became Ecto 1. So I've taken it apart, and I gotta do some customs in here to fit Joe's in there. So yeah, this is there we go.
Cool.
Nice.
You can't park that here. Also got, this may not fit in the screen.
Yeah.
There you go.
Nice.
And this goes so well with the 3 3/4 inch on the outside, the Ghostbusters and Joe's.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, this fits very
Absolutely.
well. Yeah, really sweet deal. And then last but not least, I got some stickers from Toy Hacks. Got the Thunder Machine, because my original Thunder Machine stickers are starting to do what they do after 40 years. Cobra Mamba sticker sheet. My current Cobra Mamba actually is fine, but they do have an option to have red stickers on it, and I do need to update the stickers on the gosh, I can't coordinate, but the windshield. Really cool thing on Toy Hacks that they made for custom was for the Triple T Cup Transformer crossover with the Sarge. They have a sticker poster.
Ooh,
That's cool.
sweet.
Yeah. And then you can customize Cup and they just got some stickers here.
Cool.
Yeah, it's really rad.
Hey, Lilith wants to know if that's a Playmobil Go firehouse.
Yes. It's Playmobil. Yes. And then for my last but not least, the got some stickers from one of my Sky Strikers. But I got the Jolly Rogers VF-84.
Oh yeah.
Famous from the movie Final Countdown, which was, I think, 1980, 89, or 81 maybe. Can't remember. That's my show and tell.
Nice.
Beautiful work.
Wreck Ship, anything before I throw some Motu up here?
Nothing in hand. I got a handful of gridiron guns coming next couple of days, and then I just ordered last night the heavy armor toys, a couple of those sailors.
Yeah.
You're gonna like them.
Yeah.
All right. So I'll show mine real quick so people don't leave the stream.
Play the theme music.
Wish I had the theme music. I would. I got Gelicon, which I hope this doesn't turn into a troop building situation for me, which has been known to happen. And I got a good deal on Jitsu, new Eternia style. And an amazing Evil Lynn. She looks great.
Oh, that's cool.
And I got from the Revolution, I got Man of War.
Superb.
And the last thing finally got it. Skeletor's Throne.
Oh, no. That's cool.
That artwork is fantastic.
Yeah. It's so good. But that's all the Motu I'll show.
Oh, hello.
Oh, there he is.
Oh, there he is. Look at that guy.
Hey.
Yeehaw, buddy.
Yeehaw.
Oh, I can't.
I got.
You show up. I
Glad you
can't.
can make it.
Sorry about that, guys. It was a rough night.
It's all good, bud.
And then I turned my alarm off.
No.
Hey,
Eric,
people
I
are
got
happy to see you.
Steve.
Eric, look at this G.I. Joe I got, mate. He's got a ghillie suit.
Make him bigger.
I'm going to.
And he just comes on and starts barking orders.
Aw. That's pretty neat looking.
Yeah, he's called Red Spot. So, yeah, man.
Red spot.
Red Spot is his name. He's a G.I. Joe. He's
Spot
from
and skid mark.
2004.
But it's for life.
That's horrible.
I
Stop
thought you,
it, Jonathan.
I thought you was making a skid mark joke.
No, his name is. All right. I was so happy to have him. You just gone and spoiled it.
That is kind of cool.
Like, I've never even seen that character before. So
I ain't neither.
that is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
some
no.
spy troops, I think. So
Yeah, Spy Troops. Yeah.
Red spot is a new skid mark.
Well, Eric, it only took you coming on to mention skid marks, so thank you.
We were doing so well, weren't we?
Yeah. I got home at like 15:04 this morning. Yeah.
Unreal.
Yeah.
Good, man.
But anyhow,
Beta Ray Bob wants to know if Red Spot is a sniper.
I think
know.
so.
I haven't read his file card yet.
think he's some kind of sniper slash like scouter spotter type person.
I would think so. But
The red spot
like I
was
said, I've
referring
never
to
seen
his
him
red
before.
dot.
He probably drives a desert fox. Let's be honest.
All right. Now, everybody in the chat, feel free to play along. Give us your figures you would love to see in a reboot of the O-Ring line done correctly. Now, did you guys want me to go first, or somebody else want to go first?
Mine's boring, so maybe stick me in the middle somewhere.
All right, I'll start, and we'll just go around.
Yeah,
Eric,
yo, yeah, because I'm still trying to wake up.
all right.
We'll set Eric for last. Best one.
Is there any room?
Yes,
Yes, of
Of
course.
course.
yes. I was
Absolutely
going
silver
to say that. All my stuff's got swivel wrists, like wee,
Like that.
like that.
Swivel wrist.
I can't.
All right.
Ankle bend.
So
Ooh.
as I start talking about mine, just keep in mind that, like I mentioned before, I want the quality of figures to be like the Skeletron O-Ring, Delta 17 O-Ring, and the Callsign Longbow Ghost O-Ring. They got to be good. And I can't say in the Navies I don't have any. If I get some, I'll probably throw them in there because they look fun. But just going off of what I know. And I like my Cobras to be more fantastic and my Joes to be more realistic, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. So start off with what I would like. You got to have the Cobra Commander, but I want him to be updated, fantastic, kind of like, as close as you can get to like the Regal Cobra Commander that Classified did. I know you can't do it exactly, limitations, but that's how I'd like to see him. Then I'd like an updated Major Blood because you need that mercenary for that organization. I love Major Blood, always have. And now, just out of left field, I would want a O-Ring version of Tombstone, which is this guy right here. Make this bigger, quick. To me, I would want him to start out being like the on-field commander for Cobra. He's just cool. And you can do a lot of stuff with him because I don't know a lot about him. I just know he looks cool. I got him in a set. And for my troop builder, I would probably skip the Cobra Troopers, Cobra Officers. Don't start with those. I'm going to start with the ones that's even cooler. Vipers. Cobra Vipers. Update them, update the look, get the wrists and stuff. But I would sell them in single packs, and I would take a page out of Star Wars Vintage Collection and sell them in 4-packs at a discount. Make that easy troop build. And that's my Cobra side. We good so far? I like I said, I want them all modern, fantastic, just wild accessories. Now, I want to start with my G.I. Joe. Got to have Duke. Right, Eric? Got to have Duke.
No.
But
No. I seen what you. I didn't realize how you was going to do that. Mine's all jumbled and jambled together.
I don't want the green pants, the tan shirt. I want like the modern urban camo. Update him, make him look like he's part of like a Delta Force or Navy SEAL.
So
just update him, give him
Would
the
he
right
come
equipment and everything.
would he come with a white flag?
Why would he do that?
Because he's like, "Hey, surrender. We lost Wes."
Not this Duke. I'll watch for him.
Okay.
And after that, Stalker. Gotta have Stalker, one of the best Joes of all time. Modern, have him come out looking like a modern Ranger. All the equipment that comes with that. Then Scarlet. But I want Scarlet not to have a crossbow. I want her to be modern urban camo, and I would make her a sniper.
Mhm.
That's just how I would do it. I went
Like
through and made all the original 9 Joes in Marauders, and that's how I made hers. And I really liked it. I like how it turned out.
That's really cool.
Then for Snake Eyes, I give him a 2-pack. One would be an updated of the Urban Commando, all black. And the other one would be, and you guys could probably guess, would be a just a modern urban camouflage, but with the black mask on, because you still give them the messed up face.
Of course. Yeah.
And the last Joe would be a 2-pack of Torpedo. 1 in all the dive gear, and 2 like a regular Navy SEAL doing his on ground work. So I think that would be a fun, fun start to an O-ring line that I would love. But my 2 playset / vehicles, one would be the brain wave scanner with Dr. Venom. Gotta have that. Make Cobra that fantastic. And I would start with the Tomahawk, but I would have an updated Wild Bill as a pilot. To me, I would be all in on a relaunch if it went that direction. Sorry, I was windy and I got through it real fast, but I mean, I've been thinking about this all week.
That's good, man.
Yeah.
I would love that. Now let me catch up the chat while Rec Shift starts.
Okay, so like I said to you on the chat last night, this might be a little controversial for some people, but we'll see how it goes. So I am reimagining Cobra a bit. There's no Cobra Commander yet. There's no Destro yet. No Baroness, none of the main characters yet. I'm starting it off with Overkill as the leader of Cobra. And specifically the V2 version of him with the red scarf and the turquoise and stuff. Because that's the coolest one.
Yeah.
So Overkill is leading Cobra, and he's assisted by Blackout and Scalpel. And Scalpel is developing gene splicing technology, and he is experimenting on unsuspecting innocent people. And they've secretly been building up an army of swamp rats, infiltrators around the world to take over certain things. So they're getting ready to launch global strikes across the world. And unbeknownst to Overkill, Beachhead has been working behind the scenes with Agent Faces to get a task force together called G.I. Joe to combat this. And in this task force, obviously Beachhead at the top, the Agent Faces as a government liaison, and then you have Kim Arashikage as a non-military, just a martial arts expert, sort of, I guess, to a point, like a Tony Stark kind of funder for weaponry and stuff for the Arashikage clan. I'm revamping them a little bit too. And then they, along the way, they pick up a certain salty sailor named Shipwreck, who has been fighting pirates on the high seas. And him and his buddy Wild Bill, who this specific Wild Bill will be the cavalry version because that's the coolest one.
Oh yeah.
So they help form around the team out there as they take on Overkill and his swamp rats. There's more lore to it. I've even added to it since then, but yeah. But the 2 vehicles I would start out with, the swamp rats would be a 2-pack for sure, because they're troop builders. But everyone else would be single packed. And then I would start out with the Oz Striker, just the vehicle. Don't need a driver necessarily, or a generic driver at most. but don't let the dry necessarily. And then for Cobra, I would do the Trouble Bubble Fight Pod. That's the opening volley to this. If we're going to do it the right way. That's my pitch.
Interesting. Yeah.
Man,
I love how you
love
put
your
all that
vision.
lore in there. Yeah. It's
Thanks.
Is Overkill human?
I think it depends on what canon you're going off of.
yours. Let's go off your canon.
Yeah, but for my canon, yeah, he's a cyborg. He's enhanced
Cool.
himself.
How good.
Yeah, that's where Scalpel comes in. Scalpel has helped him enhance himself, and then Scalpel's gone up and done his own thing.
So, are you trying to teach children about the dangers of artificial intelligence?
You're saying about danger.
To be honest, AI scares me to death.
If I had $1 for everyone that did their own action figure thing on ChatGPT this week,
Yeah, buddy.
You'd have $2.
That's how it's getting our Saber ship.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I do really enjoy the funny ones that people are making memes out of.
Yes.
No, that's cool. I'm up for that.
Like I said, yeah, it's no Cobra Commander, none of the main guys, just Overkill and Scalpel and Blackout. That's who we're starting off the Cobras.
Yeah,
That's awesome. Good list.
I think that plays well with parents too. I think one of the things that killed off G.I. Joe was the fact that we don't like having war games anymore in the playroom. But the fact that an evil machine is who we're fighting against, I think that that's a good way around it. Yeah. It's very cool.
It's kind of like Sumbo. The only reason they made the bats was to kill stuff on the cartoon.
Yep, absolutely. Yep. It's very good.
Hey, real quick, let's say good morning to Silverback Customs.
Yeah,
How are you today?
How good's that avatar?
Right?
He's
Yeah.
using the word gentleman loosely.
And who snuck in here earlier? James, good morning. It's good to see
Hey,
you.
James.
Hey, James.
And
How good's that avatar? Crikey. That's a
Looks
great
just
shot,
like
that
him.
one. That's a great shot.
and Rachel says you have to add hot wire and some lab rats.
Wave 2. That's wave 2.
All right. Fair
And
enough.
Rachel's avatar is pretty cool. It looks just like her.
Airborne and Crazy Legs 2-pack. That'd be a good one.
Yeah.
Anything with Airborne, you can't go wrong.
Yeah.
How about Skid Mark and an adult nappy?
Ooh. And he could be like packaged with Red Spot.
Golly.
I was really happy with that figure.
You can still be happy with it. It's cool looking.
Yeah. It is a cool looking figure. Send me a picture of him later, if you don't mind.
All right.
There'll be pictures of him. There'll be pictures of him.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
It is Ronnie's turn.
Done.
Now, I know you said you've got a bland list, but I bet it's better than you think.
Oh, okay. All right. So, boys, when it comes to G.I. Joe, when it comes to things I like, I'm a real, I'm pretty boring. Put it this way. If I went down to the shop and I wanted to buy a packet of, would you call them crisps? What do you call chips?
Tater chips.
Chips.
Yeah.
Yeah. What flavor would I
Tater
buy?
chips.
What flavor would I buy?
Plain.
Mothman.
The regular
Potato flavor.
Plain.
yeah.
Absolutely. Yep.
Salt.
You'd buy the Foster's flavor.
I'm very,
Because you and Wes are Australian.
I'm very boring. I'm very unimaginative. I'm very traditional. I'm very, I'm very straight laced in a lot of ways. I'm a meat and 3 veg kind of guy. So yeah, I ain't got much time for spice. So I tried to use my imagination. I promise you I did. I was trying to think about how I could get John Cena into G.I. Joe, how I could get LeBron James into G.I. Joe, how I could get Tom Brady into G.I. Joe. But yeah, just none of it was sitting really well with me. I just kept coming back to the fact that there are a good core of characters that have carried the line over almost 50 years now that were just genius when they first landed, and I still think they're genius. So I just went with 5 Joes and 4 Cobras, and they're at the core, they're at the heart of G.I. Joe. I think G.I. Joe doesn't exist without these guys. So of course, Duke version 1 is one of my Joes. Sorry, Eric. He has to be. The fact that even Larry himself sort of sidelined Hawk early on in the comic book series, which suggests to me that Duke was meant to be in those shoes early on. So Duke's my leader, and then I want a Scarlet with long hair. So the Scarlet that we got in version 1 Scarlet, she was underwhelming. Let's be honest. We really did Scarlet a disservice in 1982 with that figure. So I'd love to see a Scarlet, more true to life Scarlet, be like the classified Scarlet, long hair, long red hair, as she's meant to look. That'd be great. Version 2 of Snake Eyes. So version 1 of Snake Eyes, as we all know, was a complete potluck accident. I'd like to think that we're a lot smarter than that these days, and we'd start off with designing Snake Eyes on purpose. And if we didn't design Snake Eyes on purpose, we'd come out with the version 2 version. So version 2 Snake Eyes is my next Joe. Version 3 of Roadblock, I've chucked in there. It was a toss-up between him and Stalker. But Roadblock, I think, has got a lot more longevity in the line. I think he was one of the first ones that they went to with classified. Roadblock was one of the first ones that they went to with the movies, even though the movies are a bit shit. And Roadblock version 3, Roadblock version 3 for me is an iconic Joe. People just know him, so I've chucked him in there. And then the 5th one was a hard choice, but I went with Flint. Obviously, because I'd like to see an ecosystem created around this original lineup as well. So I'd like to see a comic book series. I'd like to see a cartoon series, and I think a tension there between Duke and Flint, and a struggle for leadership of the Joe team would be a great sort of element. So Flint version 1 makes up my cohort of Joes. For the Cobra crew, Storm Shadow was a no-brainer for me. And look, I'm happy for him to follow the same storyline that he did back in the day. I'm happy for him to switch sides again. But there's no Snake Eyes without Storm Shadow, and there's no Storm Shadow without Snake Eyes. Let's be honest. And I don't think you need to have any other ninjas in the line for the rest of the line. Because those two are hard to beat, aren't they? They're just you can't come back from them.
Agree.
So, yeah, Storm Shadow version 1, he goes in there. I also want Destro. Version 2 of Destro, though. So the Caped Iron Grenadiers Destro, definitely a better Destro than the first one. However, I want to ditch the gold sword and go with the little Destro Pew Pew. I don't know why he needed a sword, particularly just flying around in that despoiler thing. It's just weird. So yeah, Destro with his little Pew Pew. Baroness with absolutely no change at all. And I don't think this is said enough. Version 1 Baroness is a perfect figure. I don't.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think it's said enough. She's a perfect figure. Just, yeah, unbelievable. Whoever sculpted her did a tremendous job. The accessories are on point. It's just did such a great job. When you look at Scarlet, was the only other female on the line at the time. Baroness was just unreal. So, of course, Cobra Commander has to go into there. And I'm thinking either version 1 or version 3. So, the reason I've ruled out the hooded version is not for any well-documented reasons that are floating around in society at the moment. It's just that 1 and 3 seem to me like the versions that are most likely to go charging into battle. And I'd want to see Cobra Commander with a removable helmet as well. So helmet comes off, reveals whatever's underneath that thing, because kids love that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Snake Eyes, I'm continuing with the mystique, but Cobra Commander, I want that helmet to come off and show what an evil, terrible human being or lizard he is. So yeah, version 1 and version 3, Cobra Commander. For my vehicles, I cheated a little bit. I wanted to go with vehicles that would include a figure.
Yeah.
And look, I think the Joe team needs a little bit of color, a little bit of personality. So I wanted to get Clutch in there somehow, and all his misogyny, all of his bad pickup lines, all of his bubblegum blowing. I wanted Clutch in there, rubbing motor oil into his hair. So I've gone with Clutch and a Vamp, because that Vamp still being sold today. We know it sells. So, so the Vamp goes in. Tremendous vehicle. And then with an eye on the future of the line, I've gone with the Swamp Skier and Zartan. And Zartan 100% has to have that color changing feature. But obviously that leaves the door open to expand on the universe in other years. So, as I said, all pretty boring, all pretty traditional, but they're tried, tested, trusted. These are the characters that made us fall in love with G.I. Joe, and no one's complaining about any of these guys when they came out in 92, 93, 94. So, yeah. So that's my crew. I hope it wasn't as boring as I made it out to be.
That's solid.
I liked
That's
it.
a great list, man.
Whenever he's talking about Collar into the Joe team, I swear I thought he was going to say Skidmark. He was going to have him as a driver of the Vamp.
Okay, so Gatorade Bob says when you're picking a Cobra Commander, be bold and pick version 7. Mark Brigade.
Is that the one with the wagon wheel? He's the one with the wagon wheel, isn't he? The little wagon wheel with the suction caps on it. Pretty sure.
I don't know.
That's wave 3 for mine.
So, my turn. Let me see if I can jumble this together here. I'm going to start with the Cobra side. First thing, be a Cobra Trooper 2-pack. And they could be they could have different helmets, whatever. Changing that. No Cobra Trooper. It will not be a Cobra Trooper. It'll be Vipers.
Yeah.
Vipers lead the way.
Yeah.
And they could have different weapons. They could have heavy weapons and light weapons, and all that backpack to where they could carry extra weapons on them. Like if they had a rocket launcher with it in the set, peg a rocket launcher on there, or RPG, whatever you want to call it. Then Destro. But my Destro is going to be more like Red Jackal. He's still going to be a Scottish lard, if I said that correctly, which I doubt I did.
Lard.
Lard.
That's like Prisco.
Layered, right?
Lard.
Lard.
That's grease.
That's what we cook with here. Lard. That's why I'm shape of a teardrop. Lord. Let me see here. I got the Vipers. I got Destro. Ultimate Hooded Cobra Commander. They came out with one of these in maybe the Retaliation set, and he comes with like a little backpack helicopter, 2 different heads. He's got the chrome face mask, and he's also got a hooded layered. Okay, thank you, Adam Ball.
It's pronounced I can't.
Like that. Sorry to completely butcher that. But the Cobra Commander came with a vac metallized face mask and a hood and the backpack. But mine would be based off of Baron Ironblood.
Yeah.
I liked that aspect of him. Red Jackal or the Destro, he may not have the skull and crossbones on his chest. He'd still be Destro, but he'd be
disco
more
necklace.
Yeah. Well, take it back. He may not. That would be better than the disco necklace, I think.
It would be, yeah.
But he would have aspects of both characters mixed into the one. He'd still be a Scottish laird. Yeah. And then for the final part of the Cobra, I was listening to Chasing Joe's yesterday. If you're not listening to them, check them out. Yes, Blood for the Baron. If you're not listening to Chasing Joe's, they're on G.I. Joe Berg's channel. And it's Ben Flying Retro from Talking Joe's doing it, and Steve from Joe Berg. So they were going over Special Missions 23 yesterday. And I sent Wes a picture of this last night. I never explained.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, what? I was like, because you just got done talking about what was going on.
Yeah.
And my condolences and everything. And all of a sudden, here's a picture. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. I never explained it. I get freaky like that. Like that.
I can't.
Like that. But in Special Missions 23, they had a version of the Iron Grenadier. Hey, buddy, you're still an Appalachian American. The Appalachian Mountains go into the Highlands, so you are one of us, buddy. Do you have a Southern accent?
That's where a lot of them came from, too.
Yeah. But they had this Iron Grenadier. He's in jungle fatigues. It's still kind of like the Iron Grenadier colors.
Uh-huh.
He's got the reds and the yellow, some yellow, splashes of yellow. He's got his sword as like, I worked hard to get this sword. I am not relinquishing this sword for nothing.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
That's the picture he sent.
Mm.
It's really cool.
Yeah. And they've got like the tunnel rat face paint on their faces, on their arms. They got bandanas. Some of them have boonie caps or flop hats. So yeah, 2-pack of them, and you could have like the different parts to make them however you wanted to. That way you could have as many that you wanted, and they could all be different. You'd have some with headbands and some with, yes, that's a great idea, Lilith. And then to my Joe side, we're going to start off with the Steel Brigade 2-pack. Because you need troop builders for the Joes. And then this is where things get screwy. So bear with me here. Okay, we all know what version 1 Storm Shadow looks like. But what about version 0 Storm Shadow? Or should I say LARP Storm Shadow.
Baby Storm Shadow?
Yeah, baby Storm Shadow. He's got, instead of a pacifier, he's got like his ninja swords. He's like, they're rattles, but like,
It's a little slug.
LARP Storm Shadow, like he would in the Snake Eyes backstory.
Yeah.
Well, he could come with his bow, a gun, arrows, stuff like that. I'm building something here, so bear with me. Then the next one would be Stalker, version 1 Stalker, updated camo, jungle camo, all the new fancy articulations and whatnot. LARP Snake Eyes. I guess pre-Ninja Snake Eyes.
Question:
Because
is he pretty? Is he a pretty
Yes.
face still?
yes, pre-burn face.
Or are we keeping him ugly and scarred?
He looks like Ryan Gosling.
Yes.
No, Lord, no, no. Looks like a blonde-headed Ronnie Trickshot.
There you go. All right, we'll go with that.
But he'd come with his big gun, backpack, grenades on him, and let me see here, trying to make sure I don't miss anybody. Okay, and for the deluxe figure for the whole set.
Yeah, I wasn't going to say anything.
Okay,
I
sorry.
mean, honestly, LARP Snake Eyes is just as funny too. So
Yeah.
My old hillbilly tongue getting the best of me again. Plus, I actually thought it was LARP. I thought it was an LARP team. I didn't remember seeing the
as
extra
long as
R
it's
in
not
there.
AARP Snake Eyes.
Yeah, I'm waiting on
Hey, I
that
think I'm almost
AARP.
there.
Yeah, but then for your Joe team leader, it wouldn't be Duke. He's still in France learning how to surrender. So Joe Colton in adventure team garb.
Nice.
This is where it gets kind of screwy because there will be chase figures.
Oh,
There's going to be a podcast from the pit exclusive.
of course. Oh, why
Where
didn't I think of
he's-
that?
where he's the land adventure. There's going to be a Walmart exclusive where he's a sea adventure. There's going to be a Target exclusive
Jeez.
where he's the air adventurer. And each of them comes with like the flocked beard, flocked hair.
Yes.
Be a pet.
Yeah. If you water it, just goes poof.
I hope
Kinda like
Steve
my-
is watching this and writing it up down for Delta Wave 3.
Kind of like my beard whenever it gets wet, just goes poof. Like the land adventure, he'd come with like land adventure stuff, like a rope, mountain climbing gear, stuff like that. Sea adventure, he'd come with scuba tanks and a little like rubber raft and like the raft that came with the night landing.
Yeah.
And so on for all the different ones. Would not be a talking commander. No.
Yes. Space Ninja.
Nice.
Nice one, Gaz.
I figured one Hydro Viper would be in there, but he's not. See, guys, I'm an equal opportunity guy, man. Love you, buddy. And then that is my 9 figures. So are we doing the yes. Underground. How underground? Oh, wait a minute. That one just I had a brain fart.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
yeah. Maybe reread before you press send.
Yeah. But anyhow, you'd have all these different like exclusives, but instead of going there and there being none, they would be like 4 deep. Or like that figure would come in a case by itself. Be like a 6-figure case.
So an
Every
easy
time.
chase.
Yeah, an easy chase.
I hate to break it to you, Eric, but 4 deep is not enough. That's about what most stores get normally, I think, is 4 total.
Thanks, Rex Ship. You just
Hey.
like threw me down, buddy, and started curb stomping me.
Listen, you're already saying there's like 4 chases in your thing, man. Collectors
Yeah.
are going to hate that.
Okay. You got me.
I'm just
You
kidding.
got me. Even a space adventure, that'd be kind of cool.
5. You're looking for 5. 5 is the right answer. 4.
Yeah.
Full
Okay.
credit to Eric though. He's factoring in the actual Hasbro
Yeah,
of today.
For real.
That's what Hasbro would do today.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he
Well,
did the
I
extra
was.
credit.
Yeah.
He's got deeper than any of us have.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't throw lore in there, so
That's true.
I feel like
I was-
everybody's brought something different.
I like the dressed down version of the Joe guys. I think it would really be cool to see like the Stalker and his team from Nam, but it wouldn't have to be Nam. It could be like the jungles of South America. There's something like that. It wouldn't have to be exactly. We wouldn't have to stick with the Vietnam story. We could go just update it to modern day and show how they worked as a team, basically. So, you want me to go ahead and do my vehicles / playsets?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, I'm still
You're good.
You're fine.
lagging in the brain pan. So this would be so cool. Dr. Venom's lab
Yeah.
with Dr. Venom.
Would
It
be
would
cool.
have a brainwave scanner that you could lock a G.I. Joe into. And then it would have all the different little things. It would have a vat where it'd have like a body in it. Like floating in
That's too much goo. That's too much slime.
Yeah, slime.
Yeah.
But you can see like a little outline of something in there. What's he working on?
Mhm.
But it would be a decent sized place set. It wouldn't be, well, maybe about the size of the 83 headquarters.
That's pretty good size.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, have all kinds of stuff in it. Because the Joes have to get in there and infiltrate, right?
Mhm.
So, and then the Joes need a ride. So, I'm thinking like a 4-seat Vamp or a Hummer with like the gun. I'm going to say this wrong, and
Sure.
Casey's going to eat my lunch.
A
A turret on top.
turret.
Turret.
But the driver of the Vamp has to be clutch. It could be an updated Vamp,
Is a turret.
but a turret. That's it. Make fun of the short, fat, bald-headed kid.
That's what the A10 Warhawk sounds like when it fires its gun. Dirt.
Bert. But,
I was gonna say, Eric, you're not that short.
Yeah, you're not that bald.
you got a few hairs on top of your head. But that's my list. I got thinking about it, and Casey's like, I was talking to him about something. He's like, I figured you go completely adventure team, and I was like, I never thought of that, because I was going to throw in land adventure as like a melloway, and then I got thinking, no, we could do all these different chase figures and make it different.
You know what? I would
No, I
definitely
like
check
that.
them out, Larry.
Yeah,
Like that you factored in the Hasbro aspect of all of this.
I never thought of that, man. I was trying to hope that whenever you go, I forgot about how people are, and
No.
you
It would be
go
more
and-
Hasbro than people, honestly. Hasbro would be the
Yeah.
ones like, well, a store only gets like one case. Good luck.
Well, I was meaning like a case, one instead of like a mixed case for the
Yeah.
Joe Colton. It'd be a solid case of him, and then
Yeah.
instead of being one, there'd be more. It'd be an evergreen product. It'd be on the shelves all the time.
Yeah. I think that's what they do now is just straight cases and stuff anymore. I don't think they've done variety cases for stores in a long time, honestly.
I don't know. I've not seen a classified figure at my Walmart
Yeah.
in probably over a year.
Not a new one.
I mean, they don't carry him. They don't
Yeah.
carry him. But I can go to next town over, and they may have a couple on
Yeah.
on the thing. But
Yeah.
our Walmart don't even carry the Motu stuff anymore, which is probably good because I would probably buy some of that. Casey's rubbing off on me.
I wouldn't
So-
buy any Motu. You guys know that.
Yeah. All right, Mr. Joe Hunter.
All right. So, yeah, this is weird. All right. So, if I was relaunching the line, I first was like very original, and was just like selecting what Joes and Cobras I would actually pick out of what we already had, but brand new launch, right? New articulation with the swivel wrist, even the ankles would be tough to do, but it could work. So the first two are kind of going to be very plain Jane and just straight line, and then it just like blows up and goes completely just weird and very vintage in my thinking. So number 9 is the 86 Viper for the Troop Builder for Cobra. I wouldn't change a thing other than the swivel wrists and ankle articulation. Got to have them. Whatcha? Kung Fu grip.
Yes.
Those are swappable hands.
Choppy.
Number 8 wasn't G.I. Joe, but it was always something I wanted to have. But because of the articulation at the time, I didn't like it, and I was out of this line already. But the 83 from Return of the Jedi was the Rebel Jungle Trooper, whatever those were on Endor. I don't know what they are actually. I guess
Jungle Troopers.
Jungle Trooper, yeah, but have all the articulation of G.I. Joe. So that's your G.I. Joe troop builder. So your green shirts.
Yeah, it'd be good.
Got your green shirts. Yeah.
Literal.
All right. And now we just go completely off the grid with this list.
Yes. Bring it.
It's kind of dumb. So the Joes need a medic, and it's a 2-pack. Trapper John and Hawkeye Pierce. O-ring
Hey.
figures. And you mail away their flag points, and you get a little 1/18 scale Ambulance.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I know MASH made figures, and they were kind of like the 5-point articulation, I believe. So, and they weren't that great of detail. But yeah, Trapper John and Hawkeye Pierce.
Oh, I'd go Hawkeye and Corporal Klinger.
I thought he was
In
going
all
to
the in all the dresses.
Each dress is a different chase figure.
Yeah, that'd be great. There you go.
he
That's
could have
cool.
accessory packs.
Yeah, the one that he made with the when he was trying to fly out of the camp, he made the little hang glider.
That is true. Larry Hama was in an episode of MASH.
He was. Yes, he was.
So there's your connection.
Yep. So that was my number 7 pick. Number 6. So I was kind of thinking Dreadnoks here. And then I saw a picture and I'm like, man, this is a good replacement for the Dreadnoks in their makeup and all their attire. Kiss from the 70s. So their guitars have kind of like what Ripper has on his rifle. Yeah, there you go. They can not only can they create some mad riffs and Cold Slither like music, but they got all those spikes and so that's my Renegade gang there for the Cobra side. Number 5, it's a 6-pack. Or you know what? Let's go a 5-pack, and you take all their flag points, and then you mail away for the final. So this is going to include Mac, Blaine.
Oh, I know where this is going.
Poncho, Hawkins, Dylan. Anybody guess what the 6th one is going to be for the mail away special?
A Fatal Fluffy?
No. What's the missing member out of those 5?
I think it's before my time. It's definitely before Jonathan's time.
Dutch
Yeah.
from Predator.
I thought he's
yeah.
actually going to say a Predator.
Yeah. I don't.
So that's
I
your
don't know it that
that's
well.
your 5-pack special missions sub team. So you got your first sub team for the Joes, and then a mail away to get Dutch, the leader of that sub team. Number 4. So October Guard, right? Good one, Larry. Yeah, I knew you'd get it. Number 4. So there's October Guard in the G.I. Joe Cobra universe, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm thinking more of a militia. And I'm thinking of the entire gang from Red Dawn in O-rings. AK-47s, RPGs, winter garb. That would have been a really cool line. A lot of this is just like, man, I wish this would have been O-ring back in the day.
Yeah.
I just mix it in with my G.I. Joes.
Now you're talking about the original Red Dawn, right?
There was no other Red Dawn. I'm sorry.
With Patrick Swayze.
Yeah.
Patrick Swayze, Charlie
That was a-
Sheen.
Great movie.
Yep. Yes. Still holds up to this day. Sound effects are a little off, but just amazing. All right. That was number 4. Number 3 is a Cobra 2-pack of the leadership. Yep.
And good morning, John.
Cobra 2-pack is the leadership. So number 2 in command is going to be, and I'm just going to go right back to the Joe line. This figure was never made, and I didn't like this in the 87 movie, but God dang it. That's awesome. Isaac. Isaac, geez, is Pythrona is the number 2 leader for Cobra. Just such a cool figure. That's the only thing I like from Cobra Law.
I like the guards, the royal guards. I think they're cool.
Yeah. But yeah, I really like that villain. And so for Cobra Commander, this is just not related to G.I. Joe at all. But out of the 80s, I was thinking, what villain, of all the villains that we had in the cartoons and comics, and I wasn't really much into comics anywhere, but, you had Skeletor, Cobra Commander, what was the other ones? Anyway, but the one that was the scariest to me, not really scariest, but looked really evil and sinister, is Mumra from Thundercats. And so he's going to be the leader of this Cobra team.
Wow.
So having that in an O-ring figure, maybe it's even a 3-pack to get like the Mumra before he like mutates. And, it kind of looks like the Emperor from Star Wars, and then he goes into that Mumra form. So
Yeah, Gaz, I would be all in on that. I might be lame, but I like that movie a lot. Mumra Commander.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. Clubber Lang. Don't forget Thunder Lips.
You press a button on Rocky's back, and he goes, "Oh, Mickey, 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 oh, Mickey." Yo, Adrian.
My number 2 is going to be the number 2 leader for G.I. Joe, and it's the character known as, I think she was a colonel. Wilma Deering is her name, but her actual name in real life is Erin Gray, and she was in the Buck Rogers show, and she's hot. But yeah, she's so she's going to be the Scarlet / Lady J in this. My Joe leader, this is a give up, really give up. My brain was fried, but an O-ring version of, back in the 80s, a lot of our leaders, Hulk Hogan, Duke, Luke Skywalker, they're all blonde, right? He-Man, Prince Adam. They all had that blondish, sandy blondish brown hair. So Matt Tracker, O-ring figure, with a slip inside the blister to fill it out, send off his flag points, and also you have to send in the file card with it. So you're losing a file card, but it's going to get you a 1/18 scale IROC Z. I'm a sucker for those IROCs.
That would be cool.
Yeah, there's a guy on Instagram that makes those. Lecro Toys makes a lot of these. The one that made the my Axel Foley.
LaCroix Toys.
Yeah. He makes some of those. He has a Roddy Piper O-ring. It's pretty cool. All right, for my vehicles, I changed one of them during this whole session, but one I came up with yesterday. This is a 3-vehicle pack with a figure. All comes together. It's a rocket plane, a Jeep, and a motorcycle. And the figure is Evel Knievel. And I'm telling you, I just completely went vintage and just old school on this. Didn't really think pushing it into the 80s.
I can feel the 80s. I love it.
Yeah, and 70s with Evel Knievel.
Yep.
And my final vehicle, which is going to be a playset, so my final playset So instead of the flag, the real massive playset that we got, or table, coffee table, it's the Tyco train set, except it's 1/18 scale. So imagine the actual train being a 1/18 scale. That was a cool vehicle. It's similar.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what the APC, the front part of the APC always
Yeah.
reminds me of.
I love that movie, but it freaked me out.
Oh, those giant cockroaches and
Yeah.
scorpions. Was it
Yeah.
scorpion or ants?
Yeah. Was there mutant people in there too?
Yeah, I think so. Polar Express. We get the G.I. Joe Polar Express. But yeah, so it's the Tyco train set. So part of that train set, if you remember, I think it was on there. It was a little bit of a cannon. So imagine the thunderclap now being on the train set. All three parts of it, and then you got the engine, and then throw some Vipers in there as well. You get your more Vipers, more green shirts, and the driver of the train set is put it to the chat. Who's going to be the driver of the train set? Because I just thought of this thing during this chat. I was thinking toll booth, but that's too ordinary to be a driver of the train. But
Starduster.
Robo Joe.
Robo Joe.
Tom Hanks. There you go.
Tom Hanks, yeah.
Just Tom Hanks, the normal man.
Frank
He needs a
Sinatra.
real job.
Frank Sinatra. There's a deep cut. Von Ryan's Express.
Sparks, yeah. But yeah, that's my list.
Snow job.
Now, one thing I really loved about this show is we all went in totally different directions.
We did.
And I think that's fantastic. I mean, there's a lot to think about. I had fun making a list.
Mm-hmm.
As I was doing my work this week, I was thinking about, I made a couple changes, but I didn't write it down till last night because I wanted to get it ready. I do want to read off something though. Gary had sent me a list that somebody sent him to have read. This is from The Pint. It's a pop culture podcast, and how they would reboot them. And I'm just assuming these would be modern day O-rings off the originals. Duke, Scarlet, Snake Eyes, Stalker, Rock and Roll, Cobra Commander, Baroness, Destro, and Storm Shadow. I mean, that's a solid list. Most of those will be in your first wave of any new G.I. Joe release. But I mean, they sell. There's a reason why they do that, because they sell.
Yep.
So
Yep.
I mean, it's not a bad idea. I mean, I'm sure my idea probably wouldn't sell. I would love it.
I would. Yeah. Mine wouldn't.
So I just thought of something. This hurt. Somebody said Starduster there a minute ago. Starduster would be great in the line, except he has to be dressed up like Ziggy Stardust.
No, that's the chase.
Yeah. With like the yellow teeth and the whatever color hair of the day.
2 different color eyes.
Yeah.
That's the chase variant that comes in one in the pack.
Yeah. He has a glass of water with him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would love to see both those in O-rings. And, towards the end of the IDW Hama run and the Hama run now, I mean, I would love to see the characters like Mongoose get a figure. And there's a few others that would just be so cool. We've never seen Black Hat and a couple others. So those are always great.
It'd be different. Have like the
Spike and
glittery
spark.
outfit.
All right. So I just want to thank everybody for being here and giving us your list. Some are weirder than others, Wes. Some are more thought out. Rex Ship.
Sorry.
Some are spot on, Ronnie. Spot on.
Yeah.
Some were hot garbage, Eric.
Right down the middle.
There's no wrong list because they're your list.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All thanks to Red Spot.
Yes, Rachel. All three of those would be great O-ring figures.
Oh,
Thanks, Bob.
Bob.
Everybody out there, thank you for watching. If you could, please leave us a like, a comment, and if you don't currently subscribe, please think about subscribing and subscribe to Ronnie Trickshot.
Yes, please do.
Subscribe to Wes once he starts doing some more stuff on his YouTube. I know it's gonna be
Yeah, I
fantastic.
got a few things up on there, but not a lot. But
And Rex Ship says he doesn't do a lot on his, but if he does, let's start liking some of his stuff.
Yeah.
These guys are all great.
Instagram's awesome,
Yes, his
Appreciate it.
Instagram's
Oh, yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On fire.
Yeah.
even though it's all classified.
Yeah.
Well, no,
Nope,
not
not
all
all of it.
classified.
Okay, 99.9%.
No,
This
there's
whole
a lot of
entire
us.
week has been Delta 17, sir.
That's
Okay?
true.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. My bad.
We're converting him.
So, if you guys probably noticed by now, I'm really horrible at ending shows. So I'm just gonna say, have a great long weekend for most of you.
Alf, you just saying.
Happy Easter.
Happy Easter, everybody. Take care, be safe, and thank you once again for watching.
Avita say, baby.